are calling her La Adolorata. We can see clearly the heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and then we can see the seven swords. The next one. Well, here, what I was saying to you about Saint Bridget, that the Blessed Virgin Mary appears, and in this apparition she's talking about her suffering, and she is saying, those that are having devotion to my heart, they are going to have the following blessings.
Yeah. The Blessed Virgin Mary grants 7 graces to the souls who honor her daily by saying 7 Hail Marys and meditating on her tears and dolores or sorrows. The devotion was passed on by Saint Bridget.
Bridget, this is the same. At that time she was the head of a convent in Ireland.
Here are the 7 graces. I will grant peace to their families. They will be enlightened about the divine mysteries. I will console them in their pains, and I will accompany them in their work. I will give them as much as they ask for, as long as it does not oppose the adorable will of my divine Son or the sanctification of their souls. I will defend them in their spiritual battles with the infernal enemy, and I will protect them at every instant of their lives. I will visibly help them at the moment of their death. They will see the face of their mother. I have obtained from my divine Son that those who propagate this devotion to my tears and dolors will be taken directly from this earthly life to eternal happiness, since all their sins will be forgiven, and my Son and I will be their eternal consolation and joy.
This is an important devotion for our days. In our day we are having a strong attack against the family, against the human person. In our day they are denying the supernatural order. We are having a protection coming from heaven. It's a beautiful devotion. Devotion to the 7 souls of the Blessed Virgin Mary. This is the book that I was saying to you. It's a beautiful book for meditation, for those that are having the meditation every day, are able to have meditation. The author is Saint Alphonsus of Liguori. Saint Alphonsus, this book is organized as meditation. So the chapter is having meditation 1, meditation 2. This meditation is having a title, then is having a history, and afterwards a reflection that is helping those that are reading the book to enter in communion with affection and also with the intellect with Jesus. And there we are having the prayer. Yes. Well, these are the 7 sorrows. We are going to see one by one. The number 1, the prophecy of Simeon. Do you remember the passage in the Gospel? After the birth of Jesus, the Blessed Virgin Mary and Saint Joseph, fulfilling the law of the people of Israel, they brought the child Jesus to the temple. We can imagine St. Alphonsus is inviting us to imagine, to think in the Blessed Virgin Mary, bringing the child Jesus. The happiness of the Blessed Virgin Mary is every mother is having a special happiness in the moment that he's having his baby. Imagine the Blessed Virgin Mary. The question, the Blessed Virgin Mary knew that that baby was the Son of God? Yes, perfectly. Remember the passage of the Annunciation, when the archangel Saint Gabriel announces to the Blessed Virgin Mary that she is going to be the mother of Jesus, in the text clearly is indicating that he is of divine condition, that he is the Messiah, so he is God. So the Blessed Virgin Mary, bringing the child Jesus to the temple, perfectly knew that this little boy that is not able to talk, that is not able to walk, that is crying at night, is God. Is God. This is the mystery of the incarnate Word. That little baby enclosed the highest mystery, that is the union of the divinity and the humanity. And the Gospel is saying to us that the Blessed Virgin Mary brought the child Jesus, and the priest of the temple was Simeon. Saint Alphonsus, in this book, reflect on the words of the priest. The priest, Simeon, is a priest that does not belong to the new covenant. Is a priest of the old covenant. In the old covenant, in the Old Testament, also we are having a priesthood. But with Jesus, we are having the birth of a new priesthood and a superior priesthood. Even though we say Simeon was a priest. And St. Alphonsus, as I was saying to you, reflect in the words. There is one sentence, and this sentence is having two parts. First of all, he's saying this child is going to be sign of contradiction. Put yourself in this moment. We are having here many mothers bringing your baby there, and the priest is saying this child is going to be sign of contradiction. And then this priest is going to look at the Blessed Virgin Mary, and he's saying to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and a sword will pierce your heart. This priest was indicating the beginning of the passion of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Saint Alphonsus of Liguori is going to bring the revelation to Saint Bridget. Mama Mary, many centuries before Saint Alphonsus, in Ireland, in a convent of Ireland, appears to Saint Bridget. And she was saying like this, that at that time, because the Blessed Virgin Mary was telling many aspects of her life to Saint Bridget. And he said that at that moment, all the happiness of being the mother of Jesus and the mother of God became sadness. Why? Because at that time, how old was the Blessed Virgin Mary at that time? The age, the fathers of the church that are estimating, they are putting 15, 14, 16, that. So 15 years old only. And she said that became sad because at that time she was able to see and underline this particularly all the suffering that his son is going to pass through. All the suffering in a particular way. We have to know that the Blessed Virgin Mary knew since the beginning that his son must give us the salvation. And also he knew that he going to suffer. But in general, in this moment, he started to know in particular all the suffering. That is why the church is calling her Queen of Sorrows. Jesus is having this title, King of Sorrows. And the Blessed Virgin Mary is having the title of Queen of Sorrows. Why? Because God is having compassion with all of us. We are going to suffer, but He don't want us to know beforehand our suffering. If we know beforehand our suffering, the suffering is going to be more intensive. But God didn't have compassion with His Son and with the Blessed Virgin Mary, because both beforehand were able to see all the suffering that they are going to pass through. That is why the church is calling them King and Queen of Suffering. To understand this better, we can move to the passage of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. When he was at Gethsemane, Jesus was suffering a lot. But there, not crown of thorns, no cross, no soldiers. He was alone. He was suffering because he was able to see. He was having knowledge, particularly of all his suffering, for all the suffering that he's going to pass through. So this is the first sorrow of the Blessed Virgin Mary. At the moment that Simeon is announcing the mystery of her passion. If you see the revelations, if we go to the book and we see the revelations of Saint Bridget to Mama Mary, she's going to say that from that moment, always that she was looking his son, if he was playing, if he had to change his clothes, the mystery of the passion and the cross appears. There is an expression that is saying like this: seeing his small hands, the suffering of the nail appears. So it's the first suffering of the Blessed Virgin Mary. The second sorrow of the Blessed Virgin Mary is this one, the flight to Egypt. We know following the Gospel that after the visiting of the Magi to the child Jesus, when they were going back to their kingdom, to their country, the king, Herod, was able to see them. Not at the beginning, but knowing that they already gone without seeing him, he decided a persecution, killing all the babies. And the angel appears and says to Saint Joseph, bring the Blessed Virgin Mary and the child Jesus and move to Egypt. If we pay attention, we don't know too much about this. How many years in Egypt? 3 years. 3 years in Egypt. But the gospel is saying at the moment that they go to Egypt, and then at the time that they return to Egypt. But we don't know nothing during this time in Egypt. We have to think. We reflect a little with St. Alphonsus. Different country, different language, different culture. And they move to Egypt not as a rich family. Immediately, saying the gospel, Saint Joseph called her mother and the child Jesus, and they start to move. In between Egypt and the Holy Land, we have a big desert. Saint Bernardino of Siena is having a beautiful meditation about this traveling through the desert. We don't know if they follow a group of people moving to Egypt or they were going alone. It's beautiful to use this to pray, seeing Mama Mary, the Blessed Virgin Mary, and Saint Joseph, the three of them walking there in the desert, going to Egypt. Who will imagine at that moment that baby, the Son of God, that is bringing the salvation to the whole humanity, that this woman is the Blessed Virgin Mary, our co-redemptrix, and that man is Saint Joseph. Hidden, they were moving to Egypt. And then they arrived to another country, another language. Saint Bernardino of Siena, in his meditation, is saying that for sure Saint Joseph many times need to beg. Because they were not able to bring all the food. It was a long travel, money, no work, how to get a work. What is interesting to reflect here? The hidden suffering. Many times God is asking this, to suffer in a way that is only known by Him. Only known by Him. We suffer, and this suffering is so intimately, or is so personal, that is only a relation of us and God. That is why it's hidden in the gospel. It's a sacrifice that Mama Mary was offering, and was only knew by God, and we don't know details. We don't know particularities. That is the other sorrow of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Then the third sorrow, loss of child Jesus for 3 days in the temple. We know that the old covenant was having only one temple. What does it mean, one temple? Only one place where they can make the sacrifice. For us, the mystery of the Mass could be done, that is the sacrifice of Jesus, could be done in many places, in many churches. For the Jews, the Old Covenant, the sacrifice is having only one place, and this place is the temple. So there was some special celebration that was requiring all the people to move to Jerusalem. For sure, during the hidden life of Jesus, Jesus many times from Nazareth went to Jerusalem with his family, because this was the tradition of the Jews. According different celebrations, different feasts. So this was during a celebration, during a feast, where all the people of the Holy Land